Welcome back everyone, Zara here again for another episode of Style Drops. Today's episode of SDS is all about what Gail is currently obsessing over in the home styling marketplace. Let's be honest, we all get tired of our spaces, and at one point or another, we would like change. But change is not always possible, and short of moving or doing a renovation, sometimes we're left to source out more creative options to give us that feeling of restyling our spaces. It can even be the small things that you can add or do that thing that just makes your space feel more finished. These ideas help to create that needed refresh vibe, because sometimes we're feeling stuck and would love a little spark to our spaces that are feeling a little spent. So let's get started with one of Gail's top favorites for this particular video, and that is placing fabric on the walls. This is a perfect refresh especially for rentals, and for those who are just a little unsure when it comes to going the extra mile with expense and labor. This type of application is created by dipping the fabric into liquid starch. Buy some great fabric that you actually like, and dip or roll on the starch and water combination, and attach it directly to the wall. It's very easy to remove, it's cheap, and when people ask if it's wallpaper, you can say yeah, sort of, and leave it at that. Your secret is safe and your walls look better. Everyone wins. Next on Gail's list of stuff she is obsessing over now is fringe, and is currently one of Gail's gateway drugs within the design spectrum. Not only is Gail loving it, but fringe is absolutely having a major moment again. It's the one touch that goes from appreciating rooms to feeling them. It's tactile, it moves, it catches light, and it does something architecturally profound. It gives the room a bottom line. Use it as the trim of the hem of a drape, the edge of a pillow, the skirt of a chair, and the lip of a stool. You haven't just added decoration, you've added syntax to a space. The room is now speaking a complete sentence. Fringe is perfect for someone looking to add a touch of flair. A little touch goes a long way, and once you do go there you'll think, where has this been my whole life? Next up on Gail's obsession list is black Venetian blinds. Remember these? Gail is totally taking a look back with these, especially the ones with the wide black tapes. Okay, you might be thinking, seriously, that's kind of random, why black Venetian blinds? But Gail's spidey style senses is silently predicting that these blinds just might be having a resurgence. When Gail was scouting for some window treatment ideas, she found an image of a room with black Venetian blinds with black wide tape, and for some reason, to her it was like seeing an old friend. You know when you're not really sure it's them, but for some reason it's oddly comforting and you just need to do a double take and look a little deeper. So for her, these particular window treatments are needing a revisit, especially for those creating a space based on a moody palette. Let's continue on with more slow styling touches. This one is all about adding a touch of elegance, with a silver tray. This particular kind of visual magic happens when you take ordinary objects, hand soap, cotton swabs, perfume bottles, and place them on a vintage silver tray. Suddenly the collection of things that normally reads as stuff on the counter becomes a considered and contained moment. The bathroom sink stops looking like a CVS shelf and starts looking like someone with taste resides there. Even on a kitchen counter transforms from a functional surface to something you'd actually want to photograph. This is not complicated, it's just a tray, a silver one. Preferably vintage, even tarnished, signals quality, history, it's real, and yet it works with almost embarrassing effectiveness. Let's continue on to more small touches that carry a big impact. And this one is connected to something that Gail mentioned in one of her previous videos. And that was all about how she is loving curtains around the shower well again. Yes, she did this look years ago, and now she is thinking maybe it's time to bring this look back. Gail is all about the soft era in all aspects of her life, even when she is using her shower. She saw this trick on Pinterest and thought it was genius. Basically, you need a curtain rod, hanging closer to the ceiling about 3 to 4 inches down. Then find pleated curtains that reach the top of the rod to the floor, that is very important, along with the plastic liner. You're creating drama here, not a shower curtain. Then take a drapery pin and hang it on the ring, see the video image, then hang the curtain panel using one of the pleats and place it on the pin. True SDS magic. For this next refresh, which has been seen and talked about for a while now. But at SDS it cannot go without mention that it is the small touches that make a major impact. So with that said, buy matching bottles for all of your daily products. Even the smallest touches make a difference. So let me ask you, do you have a collection of those plastic shampoo bottles, with the screaming labels lining counters and showers? Making your bathroom look more of a clearance aisle at your local big box store. Here is the thing. Buy matching pump bottles, add simple labels, and suddenly your shower looks like a spa instead of a drugstore aisle, for under $30. For the next obsession, let's work on concealing the TV. Is it savage styling, or just plain common sense? Honestly, it's both. Here's the thing about televisions. They are like design bullies. They are black rectangles of enormous visual authority, and they demand the entire room organize itself around them, even when they are off, dark, and contributing absolutely nothing. This is not a relationship I endorse. Concealing the television, inside a cabinet, behind a panel, under a piece of art like the frame TV, is the style math nobody wants to do because it feels extra. But the calculation is simple. Your room deserves to exist in its full intentional form for the 18 hours a day you're not watching something. That's not extra. That's presence, not perfection. The room isn't performing for the television performs for the room. Now this next style upgrade might seem so average, but for a couple of dollars you can refresh almost anything by respraying with a new color of spray paint, especially your old and outdated accessories. That lamp base, picture frame, or decorative object that's the wrong color, spray paint exists. Take it outside, give it a few coats, and suddenly it's a completely different piece. This is the closest thing to alchemy that doesn't require a chemistry degree. Now with this next update, Gail finds it quite ingenious. You know those shelving units that are very standard builder grade for closets in almost every home in America? Well, this next style refresh is shelf covers for those wire shelving, because this way items will no longer slip through the spaces between the wires. Wire shelving is the visual equivalent of a room saying I tried and then I stopped. It is the design equivalent of leaving a sentence unfinished. But no worries, we can fix this. Some may add baskets, but this discovery on Amazon, Temu, Etsy or Walmart are game changers. So if you have wire shelving in your home, you need these shelf covers. Every surface in your home is a design decision, including the ones behind closed doors and inside closets nobody else sees. This last stylish must-have is something so basic but so necessary, and that is installing a butler hook, either in your closet or laundry room. In fact, hang one in both areas. Put a hook on your closet door or wall to hang tomorrow's outfit of the day. It's called a butler hook, which sounds fancy but just means hook where you put clothes. A small price to help make your mornings seem slightly less chaotic. That's actually the whole philosophy of this list, if I'm being honest with you. The rooms that are different aren't the ones with the biggest budgets or the most architectural drama. They're the ones where someone went to the next level with comfort and function. Or went rogue and added fringe to a stool skirt nobody would ever really point out, chose to remove all of the commercial bottles of shampoo, conditioners, soaps and lotions for coordinating pump bottles. It's the small savage styling touches. It's presence, not perfection. That's you deciding your environment deserves your full attention. Not someday, not after the renovation, not when you have the budget. You don't need to renovate to refresh your space. You need to notice what's not working and fix it incrementally. New labels on bottles, matching hangers, fabric on one wall, branches in a vase, or even upgraded light switches. These small changes accumulate into spaces that feel intentional instead of accidental. And the best part? Most of these cost less than dinner out, and have a better return on investment than that entree you'll forget about in 3 hours. Your space doesn't need a complete overhaul. It needs some attention, small, concentrated, low-cost and strategic attention. The kind that says, I live here and I care, but not enough to get a second mortgage over. Start with one thing, then do another. Eventually you'll look around and realize your space looks completely different, and you barely spent anything except time and the willingness to staple fabric to walls like a person who's given up on perfection and embraced function. That's the goal. That's always been the goal. SDS looks forward to you stopping by again, and thank you for your likes, hypes, and especially for being a sub here on SDS. Ciao Bella.